Hi guys, welcome to another video. I thought today I would do something that I've not done before. It's a bit like a Q&A, but it's not like a question and answers. Like, you don't ask me questions and I answer them. Instead, I've got you guys to send me on Instagram the kind of topics that you want me to cover, and I'm just going to briefly talk about some topics. I think I've got like 5 or 6. But yeah, kind of the same idea as a Q&A, like you give me things to talk about and I talk about them, but rather than answering questions, I'm just giving you advice and covering these topics. Because I originally had in my head the idea that I could obviously sit down and speak about one topic per video, but that would just be like a 5-minute video, and it's just so much easier. It just seems to make more sense to do it this way. So the first topic is weight gain in recovery and like how to deal with it and stuff like that. I don't have a lot on this one just because I've answered this question so many times. I instantly know what to say. I can't give you step-to-step instructions on how to be okay with weight gain in recovery. Like, it's not an overnight thing. It's not something that I can tell you how to do. It's something you've got to work out for yourself. But it is possible, like for everyone. It's just kind of something that you've got to learn, a bit like a life lesson, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it's a lesson within recovery, and it's something that I'm sure you'll all be able to manage. It just takes time, different amounts of time for different people. And yeah, for me, it was towards the end of the majority of my recovery, like towards the end when I really started to have a happy relationship with food, and when I'd gained back all the weight that I'd lost because of my eating disorder. That's when I started to feel really body confident, because once you feed your body what it needs, and once you get into the healthy habit of eating enough and feeding your body, you'll start to feel so much more better mentally and physically. And that's when kind of the body confidence comes. Once you really focus on looking after yourself, you realise that it makes you happy to look after yourself. You realise that it's so important, because now you're so much healthier, you're enjoying stuff more. Once you see the benefits of eating healthy and looking after your body, you accept that being healthy is all that matters and that what you look like doesn't matter. And while that's something I can tell you, like while I can sit here and say like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter what you look like, you can believe it, but you've got to accept it, that being healthy and happy isn't restricted to what you look like. But just go easy on yourself, don't overwhelm yourself, don't go really fast, and just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Someone asked me to speak about how to get into the mindset of really wanting to recover, and I can relate to this a lot because I've mentioned before in videos that for years I was in this stage of like half being in recovery but not really, and I'd like tell myself that I was going to recover, but I never really meant it, you know. I just kind of wanted to believe that my eating disorder didn't have so much of a hold on me that I couldn't recover when I wanted to. But obviously, you know, I ended up having to go to hospital for meetings and stuff, and that's what really pushed me personally. I don't think I've ever filmed a video where I haven't butchered at least one word. I think, like, you might be different to me, but I personally really needed a push from someone to tell me that I needed to recover, that I was putting my body in danger, you know. Getting a diagnosis for me really helped, but don't rely on a diagnosis. Like, if you can get the help that you need, get professional help. Why am I losing my voice? If you can get professional help, but it's not always possible, which sucks ass, but that's just kind of, you know, life. So yeah, even if it's just a family, a friend, a loved one, just get someone to kind of do it with you. It really helped me when my mum and my dad would check up on me, just to say like, hey, have you eaten today? Have you followed your meal plan today? You know, just checking up on you. Be quite strict with yourself as well, not to the point where you got to be really careful as well, because you want to find that balance between not being too hard on yourself and accepting that you're going to have bad days and that you can't strictly follow a meal plan, but also, you know, you want to stick to it to a certain amount, but you don't want to feed your eating disorder's obsessiveness, because if you obsessively follow a meal plan, you're counting the calories that you're eating all the time. That's not very beneficial, and that is just going to feed your eating disorder. Pun not intended. So yeah, following a meal plan really helped me, because it gave me something to work on, you know. I had it there in front of me, what I had to follow during the day. Obviously don't be super strict and stuff, like don't have, you know, the same thing every single day. Mix it up, and as you get more confident in recovery, you can mix it up even more and more and more until you're eating pretty much what you want and you're not following the meal plan. I speak really fast and breathe. But yeah, get someone to help you. That is just pretty much my main advice. And sit down with yourself, make a list if that helps you. I feel like you'll know what helps you. But yeah, if you're really stuck, just reach out to someone is the most important piece of advice that I feel like I have. And yeah, whether it's making a list or just sitting down with yourself and like having a talk with yourself and telling yourself that you really need to change, that, you know, this isn't good for you. Maybe Google videos like this to kind of inspire you to recover. Maybe Google people's recovery journeys just to show you that it is possible, because it just seems so impossible when you're at the beginning and you're stuck and you don't know what to do, but it is so possible. You just need that push. For me, it was going to the eating disorder team, it was getting a diagnosis, it was getting a meal plan, being told that I was at risk of going into cardiac arrest at any minute, like that kind of thing. Like, you know, after that happened, I kind of had the push. Like, I was already sick anyway, and I mean, the fact that you messaged me and you said, like, you know, how do I recover, shows that a part of you does want to recover. Hold on to that part and really focus on it, because even if your eating disorder is louder most of the time, there's still that voice, and I feel like if you focus on that, your eating disorder will get quieter and quieter eventually. Okay, next thing is eating out with friends. That for me wasn't a massive issue, because I feel like I just never really ate out a lot in my recovery. I don't know, I think I was just going through a couple months where I didn't eat out quite a lot. But yeah, when it did happen, the occasional couple of times, I would get really nervous and really anxious and really scared, because it's horrible, because you don't want to seem like you're making too much of a scene. You don't want to draw attention to yourself, but then you also can't carry on as normal. And when you're being pressured into eating with someone else, it can get very overwhelming. I feel like if you're not ready, don't force yourself to eat out with other people in public. You know, especially if it's with a large group of friends who you don't want to alert. Or maybe just tell one of them, you know, and then like, don't overwhelm yourself by eating loads. Just maybe eat a little bit less than everyone else is eating. As much as you can manage, basically. Eat as much as you can manage. If you can't even manage going out, then that's fine. Like, you'll get there eventually. Just please don't push yourself, because then you're going to trigger yourself. You're going to make yourself sensitive and vulnerable and fragile, and that's when your eating disorder is going to be really loud and is gonna like creep in. So yeah, don't push yourself. When you are eating out with friends, I think maybe just mention it to one person so you don't feel alone. Again, this completely depends on the person. I know that I'm not the kind of person that likes to hide things from my friends. Like, as in, you know, I don't like to do stuff alone. I don't like to face things alone. So if I'm out with a group of friends, I might just mention to my best friend or to one of my friends, you know, or I'm going through some stuff like with my eating. If they already know, then that's great. Just tell them that you're in recovery, but you can't push yourself. You're going slowly, because I feel like people who don't know a lot about eating disorders feel like, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I can kind of imagine that they'd probably expect you to just be able to eat normally, like that recovery is just eating a full-sized meal and just dealing with it. Like, you need to remind them that it's a slow process. It happens gradually, so just mention that and explain that that's why you might not be eating as much as everyone else. Eat as much as you comfortably can. Try and eat a little bit more than your eating disorder wants you to eat, so you are still challenging yourself, but you're not overwhelming yourself and triggering yourself into a relapse. So I honestly think for the most part, exercise in recovery is never a good idea. No one's journey is exactly the same, so I'm sure there's going to be people who aren't at risk of exercising during recovery because they're weight restored and they have a healthy relationship with exercise. It's not something that was affected by your eating disorder. But yeah, for the most part, I don't think it's a good idea, just because no good can come from it. I think it's really important to establish a healthy relationship with food and with your body, mentally and physically, before you go back into exercising. I exercise occasionally now. I do toning workouts, but I never do cardio because I'm slim anyway, like I don't need to lose weight. Exercising makes me feel healthy and good, but yeah, I only do toning for that exact reason. I don't want to lose weight. But even if you're underweight, still don't do toning exercises because that's strainful on your muscles and it's just going to use up energy that you don't have. And the last topic is that I want to cover today is bloating and extreme hunger and that kind of thing, because that's one of the things I get asked about like all the time. And I feel like it's something that people don't expect, and then when they go through it, it really upsets people in recovery. Like, it's a real setback for people. I've always bloated, so for me, bloating wasn't a massive surprise because, like, I bloat. Like, I'm not over-exaggerating. Like, my friends will say they bloat, and it's nothing compared to me. I look about 4 to 5 months pregnant. Like, even my mum was like, yeah, that's what a 5 months pregnant person looks like. Hence why I do my toning exercises. I just have no stomach muscles. They're so weak where I don't do any exercise. Whoopsie, what are you gonna do about it? Absolutely nothing. If you're increasing your diet, you are gonna bloat, but that is just normal. Like, try not to focus on it too much, you know. Don't tell yourself that you're going to cut out carbs or stuff that typically makes you bloat more, because you're probably going to bloat no matter what you eat. Like, you're recovering, you need to focus on being healthy. I don't think you have the mental... I just coughed and now I look like I'm crying. Yeah, try not to focus on it too much. Again, it's the body confidence thing, so I feel like you're gonna learn to accept it eventually. If you're not happy with it right now, you've just kind of got to push through it. There's not a lot you can do about it. But just remind yourself that it's your body. Like, this sounds weird, but it's like if I look on the scale and I've seen I've gained weight, or if I look in the mirror I've seen I've gained weight, I've seen that I've gained weight. If I look at my stomach and I'm bloating, I just kind of think, oh, good, you know, it's a sign that I'm looking after myself. I'm sure it won't stay, you won't bloat that bad off, you know, once your body gets used to a more regular diet and once you come out of the main stage of recovery. And again, it's just like accepting your body for what it is. It's not worth getting upset about. Like, it's just your muscles expanding. It doesn't mean you've got more fat. Like, bloating's got nothing to do with fat. It's your muscles and the stuff in your stomach. Like, if you've eaten something that, you know, is expanding a lot in your stomach, your muscles are going to stretch and it's going to look like you've got a little food baby. Like, I actually don't, like, I bloat so much that I've just gotten used to it. Like, the other day I went out with my friends, I was wearing this bodycon tight dress and I was so proud of myself because I was, like, bloating like I looked 6 months pregnant. I'm surprised people didn't come up to me and congratulate me. But, yeah, and I just didn't care. And yeah, as for extreme hunger, it is something that I experienced in recovery. I feel like it's something that everyone will experience in recovery if you've lost weight and you've restricted your eating, which especially with anorexia, lots of people do, and they go through that. Yeah, it's really normal. You know, you're eating more, you're increasing your diet. It's just something that's going to happen again. Like, it's natural with recovery. Yeah, I did experience it a lot. There's a scientific reason that it happens, and my dietitian explained it to me. I can't remember for the life of me what she said. Like, my brain's gone dead. But I mean, it's just natural. Like, your body, you know, is going through changes. It adapts to whatever you give it. Eat until you're pretty much full. But yeah, it's something that will balance out once you follow a meal plan. Thank you for watching this video. Also, thank you for 3,000 subscribers. I've just reached 3k, which makes me very happy. Thank you. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. Subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed it. Always comment down below any video suggestions you have. I do have a lot of ideas at the moment because you guys are really good at suggesting them on my Instagram. Follow my Instagram recovery, which is in the description. Follow my music YouTube channel. I've started to upload more covers on there. I'm no Beyonce, but I try. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye!